change, there's your URL.
Okay.
Now, the way you do crap like this, and then there may be what you're looking for. I saw some stuff that I was suspicious of.
What, you mean the left-hand side thing that I've been talking about?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but we'll take a look. I saw something that might be it. Let's go here and do a probably insert, and that was just an insert link, probably. Insert image, insert link, which is this one.
Yeah, I've got.
Okay, you got insert table of contents.
Okay.
Subpage listing.
No.
Horizontal line, +1 button, recent post, recently updated files, recent list items. Crap. I didn't do that. Just telling you. Oh, it's insert. Anyway, insert, recent post. Just don't point at anything. Recent. Test box, HTML box. The whole thing's HTML. I can tell. More gadgets. Oh crap. I do need to look at those gadgets. Used to be cute. They had some nice ones, like my Thomas Edison, or not Thomas Edison, Einstein quotes. App scripts. Don't know what that is? Oh, yeah.
No, I know what that is.
Okay, calendar, chart, drive, Google Plus,
Yeah.
group,
Yeah.
Hangout, Map, and YouTube. So you could go. We could probably go to YouTube through that link. No.
No, it doesn't work the way you want it to.
There's a bunch of options there.
What I'm talking about is, see where it says navigation over on the left-hand side of your screen?
Yeah.
There should be a link there to the forum. And it should have just showed up, and it didn't show up, and I don't know why.
This is sites that we're using here.
Yeah, it should have just showed up.
In sites. So you can navigate to something else that's not sites.
It's not the forum is on sites, yes.
The forum is on sites. Oh. Okay, so I'd have to add.
So you canceled whatever you're doing on that page. You've got to go into the management of the site.
Okay. That would be. I got to get off this page.
You got to cancel whatever you're doing. Did you make any actual changes?
Nah.
You got to
okay, I can start a new page and I can get to it. It's over here, and it's down there, and it's down there. And if you find it, it's drugged at the bottom of the page down there. At least they still have it, like Yahoo doesn't even have it anymore. Maybe I was able to move it. Maybe it's on the previous page.
Just in the URL browser, just type sites.google.com and you'll get right to it.
It's trying to put me on the.
Just hit the space bar, erase the rest of that. So those are the sites that you have.
These are my sites. So that's why it's viewing those. It's my site.
Yep. So
But it's not showing this.
That's mine.
Oh.
That's the one that I shared with you that you could go and change.
But since you own it, it's not listed as my sites.
But it's listed for you to change.
Okay.
So
it is part of sites. Oh, interesting.
So you could click on Automation Technology Club there, and you got to get into the admin part of it where you can actually make changes, like real changes. So
now,
click
see, this
on,
is just like where I was.
well, click on the button there up in the up
Over here, settings.
settings, yeah, and then
Subscribe
manage
to-
site. Clear down near the bottom. It'll say manage site. Up, 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 up. Right there. And I don't know where it's actually at though. It may be page templates.
Templates is the different styles, typically. Yeah. Landing page.
Well, try pages then.
Statistics. Mobile security, alarm and access settings. Pages.
Yeah. It's over there on the left-hand side.
Oh, page templates or pages.
See where it says forums right there? Yeah. See, actually all of those pages should show up on the left-hand side, and they're not for some reason. That's why I think there's something wrong with the template.
Click and drag to move pages.
Try moving them down below where it says Automation Technology Club, because that one does show up in the... I don't know. Now go back to your first site.
Oh, look, it's under Automation Technology.
Yeah, now go back to your first site.
Go back to and pull up the normal page.
Yeah, well, you've already got it open. One of your tabs has already got it.
Google Sites.
Yeah, just click on that. Click on Automation Technology again and see what happens. See if it's changed.
Forums.
See, no, that's in the recent site activity. It didn't show up.
Leroy's page, view all.
You finally made it.
That's recent activity. That's something completely different.
Okay. Sitemap.
Sitemap will show it. Now there's a plus down there. So if you click the plus, it'll show the forums.
There it is. So I can move. I should be able to move it back up now. Well, but Leroy's page is not showing up there either.
Yeah, all that stuff should actually show in that navigation bar, and I don't know why it's not. That's why I think there's something wrong with the template.
It's busy doing something at the moment. Let's see.
I think there's something wrong with the template, but I won't swear to it. Jeremy, swear to it.
No.
Manage pages up the top. It's busy. It's wandered off.
Go.
Okay.
See where your tab that says Pages and Tree? Up.
Up.
Yeah.
That's up.
You've got a tab already open that says Pages and Tree. That's your admin site.
Well, the whole thing's gone to hell in a handbasket, as you should be able to tell now. See this. Okay.
Click on, in the left-hand side, click on Page Templates. So you have announcements, file cabinet. List create web pages default.
These look like just creation, page creation stuff.
Click on where it says web page default.
Web page default.
If you can.
Where's that?
Up, just a little.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Right there.
This is just creating a standard web page is what
Yeah.
you're doing there. And you see here's what you can do. Create, you can show, you can hide. Oh, show.
No, I want to edit the template. I want to see what
These are standard templates.
Yeah, I want to see what
I created this template. Okay.
I want to see what the template is, though. You should be able to edit the template.
Show. Please wait. The selected template can be shown on a create page. So if I create page, it would create a page from that template. A mini blog of announcements. Oh, it went away.
I think there's something wrong with the template, but I don't know why.
Remember this. See that? This is busy doing something.
It
and
is
that's
doing
not
something.
normal.
Yeah. Your computer's being all.
What am I doing?
I've only you gave me access to make changes to pages, but I don't have access to do any admin stuff to it. So
That's all there is.
yeah. Well, there
You're
should be
either
a way.
the owner or you're. You can see why they wouldn't want to spread owner around, because then it would get complex. So that's probably.
I'm. It's the same. I gave you access to change that one site that I created, and you can only create pages. You can't really make any overall big fundamental changes.
Yeah, that's the way they work. Huh? All right, I killed that page. That was fun.
But see, I think where it says navigation right there on the left, I think there's something wrong in that template, because that should just start adding pages. All 6 of those pages or 7 of those pages should just show up there. And it may be something that we just need to get together with at somebody's house and go through it while we're sitting there together. Because I think I know what's wrong with it, but I won't swear to it. I'm going to make Jeremy swear to it.
Why do you make me swear to it?
Because you're sitting there. You're easy enough to pick on right now.
There's a
And it
site.
takes the heat off.
You know, I do recall something funky about this. I couldn't see some pages before.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with that template. So we'll just plan to get together at somebody's house and figure it out. Because I can't make any overall site changes. I can only add pages.
It's not feeling well right now. Okay. When we're not at the library, I think might be a good time. Wonder why I'm having Chrome is just acting bad in general, right?
Hey, look, it's comic books. Your Chrome was just being evil.
At least the cartoons are still there.
Have you tried any of the other browsers?
Yeah. Internet Explorer.
Well, I downloaded SeaMonkey. Have you ever tried that? It's built on or somehow related to Firefox.
Yeah. Well, the reason we're having trouble now is the library is slow.
Oh.
And it's not the router we're using. It's just slow. It's slow every day.
I got outbid.
So we're still looking for electrical engineers and mechanical engineers. Got some good jobs. All we need is people. Fortune 500. The latest, this is pre-meeting, but we have not a lot going on today. Frank's not here.
Ray says he's on his way.
Oh, okay. The new Shricam camera, I've got it working on Windows. That would be a good treat. I want a Chromecast Internet Explorer.
Okay.
It should do it theoretically.
You could do it.
We'll try.
You could do the full screen.
It's true proof that I truly hate myself.
You could do the full screen. You're already in full screen mode, so.
Yeah. It's going pretty fast. And it's on the screen, too. Chromecast is amazing.
Chromecast.
Oh, well, this is where we had the music before. I had to talk. It's ignoring me currently. Click to start. Okay, I clicked. Oh, it started. Shut that up.
You have a bunch of stuff on your refrigerator.
Yes, we do. There's my Chromebook, my trusty Chromebook, which I left inadvertently. We can hide that, which you're not seeing anyway. All this stuff, to run on Windows 10, they have to run it as Internet Explorer, which doesn't show up on Windows 10.
Well, I use it on Windows 10.
You may think you are.
Well, I've got Edge and Explorer.
Okay. You had to go and find.
Yeah, because Edge, I don't see how anybody uses that.
Really?
Internet Explorer, if you go down the start menu.
Yeah, you
can finally get it there.
Yeah. Yeah, I found an article on how to find it.
Oh, yeah. I was just playing around with it, and there it was.
And there it was.
Why? I was forced to, because this app only works on Windows 10, only works on Internet Explorer on Windows 10. And there it is. And it's actually, let's see how responsive it is from here. See, that's not bad. That's behaving pretty good for this stuff.
So is that a white stereo? Is that a stereo or is that a scanner that was sitting on your?
It's
counter?
a stereo. It's a.
Looks like an old stereo.
The one as far to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a newer one. It has the newer speakers. The heavy magnet speakers. It's a Sonyan or something like that. It's $100 AM/FM stereo digital.
Cool.
Digital tuner. So
it looked like an old scanner.
Yeah.
Like an old police scanner.
Not me. Okay, so they got this working, and you can work it on the phone too. This one doesn't have the microphone. Wait a minute. What's that up there? Oh, that's a barometer.
You forget what's in your house, huh?
Yeah, it looked kind of like a microphone, and it acts odd, of course. You close the app.
You exit system. You exit system now, and then it tells you that Internet Explorer has crashed.
Yeah. It is kind of hokey, but you know, anything is written for Internet Explorer. What do you expect? Okay, so that's the latest from the two-way camera.
Did you want to show everyone the forum? Just because, and we'll figure
you
out.
Want to show it to them?
Well, just click on the link. You've already got it up there.
Yeah, but I don't know how to demo it.
Well,
I'll just turn it over to you and let you do it from over there. Let's see, anything else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, I talk about the MEs and the electrical engineers, mechanical engineers looking for them. Got good jobs, good pay, tons of work.
Who's hiring?
I am. Get their resumes to me. Fortune 500, probably Fortune 100.
oh. Maybe I do have access to edit the templates. You've got to exit out of the Chromecast before I can. I know
you can just take it over, can't you?
I know I can, but it always acts weird when I do it.
Okay. Well, okay, I just go over there and say Chromecast.
It just acts funky when I try to do it. So.
I can't get the. Oh, here we go. Chromecast. Hide, remove, options. Okay, well, I'll just do Chromecast. Chromecast Web Store. That was handy.
Just the little blue thing over there on the right.
Okay, that's a good story. Okay, there's a little blue thing
That
on the
one
right.
there. Click on that.
Okay.
Click on Stop
Okay,
Casting.
there it is. I didn't get that last time. That's my story.
Yay. Now whenever it releases, I should be able to start casting. I do be able, I see it's acting weird even doing it that way. Start casting, there we go. So, a long time ago, in a galaxy not so far
You
away.
clicked on something? And it's being despondent. Maybe I'm not the only one.
I set up these forums like, it's probably been close to a year and a half ago. And it is being despondent. Why isn't it?
I think the throughput must be so slow in the library that it's not feeling well. Or it could be slow on the other end. Oh, that's interesting. Oh.
We would just try it again. There we go. Thank you for being despondent there. So, there's the forums. Hopefully, the idea behind these will actually make sense once we figure out how to actually get the link to show up on the website. Over here on the left-hand side, it should show up as forums. Right now, it's just showing up in recent activity. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
But you can get to it. You just have to go to the link.
Yeah. Or the sitemap will get you there. I didn't really know what to make for forum topics, so I just made some general stuff. and I'm open to changing them and updating them and whatever. But in general, you just need a Google account, and they're public forums. You have to join the forum. It's not showing the link to join the forum because I already joined the forum. You use them just like any other forum. You create a topic here. You get a little board here that you can put whatever. So
We have various categories. Now, can anybody get to these forums? Can
Yeah.
other people see it? We're in the list.
now, the viewing of the forums is public, but the actual, you have to join the forums to post.
Okay. So other people can see this.
So, the forum I may have to resize that. It looks like, oh, there it is, post. Was looking for the button down at the bottom, it's up at the top. So now, I just made a test posting there. If you're a member of the forum, at the end of the day or whatever, we'll get emails that say the new posting's been made, and we can come into the forum, and Jim can come in and answer questions, or I can come in and answer questions. I've got a bunch of different subjects, a bunch of different topics, but none of them are set in stone. I mean, so just general Arduino discussion, general robotics and home automation discussion, other microcontrollers, which I have a bunch of, so I made that, wireless stuff with it, you know, the ESP8266 and the Wi-Fi and low power stuff. Stuff about the Internet of Things, and I added the security thing about Internet of Things because Jeremy. So we could discuss that, and then just anything that doesn't seem to fit anywhere else can be put in down there. Now, the one thing I did find that I think is a little strange about how Google runs their forums, I can't move a post from topic to topic. So if somebody posts something in the wrong topic, we either can delete it, or we can just say it's in the wrong spot and close it, but we cannot move it to where it actually belongs.
A feature.
Yes. A very strange feature in my own opinion.
So if we wanted to talk about this topic, that'd be the Internet of Things group.
Or home automation.
Or home automation. We have home automation? Okay.
We have under automation, we have home automation, and under Internet of Things, we have Internet of Things. That's why I said I'm not real sure how to actually categorize some of this stuff.
But if we wanted to discuss the topic when we do the meeting announcements, for next week, you go, this is the topic I want to speak of, and here is, can you do a link to jump you right to that?
I don't see why not.
And do a link to jump
to
you
the
right
forum post?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
That sounds like it'd be great for next week. So we get set up for next week if somebody wants to talk about the subject. Then I can put it put it up on Meetup, and we put it on our meeting announcements as a topic, and away we go.
But that's the forum. When you first come to this page right here, if you're not a member of the forum, you should, where it says members right here, I think it actually will say join. And all you need is a Google thing, and then it'll email either me or Jim. Actually, it'll email both of us, and we can approve the joining of our forum. So we don't have to let everybody, if somebody, I mean, I guess everybody is allowed to join, but
We can control who comes in.
yeah. And we also have the ability, so even if we,
Prestigious groups, so you may or may not be able to get in.
well, we have the ability to kick people out too. So
Yeah, that's good.
so if they're doing something really wacky, we could just say, go away. Don't come back. Go away. But it should have just showed up, and that's
I have some cameras that have brightness control on them.
okay.
Think about replacing that fellow. If that one doesn't have brightness controls.
No, that's not what I was talking about. The forms should have just showed up.
I know, but I was thinking about if they can't view that. That'd be nice. That would be so nice.
Actually, right now, what they're seeing is the top of Jeremy's head.
Well, that's even better.
Why are we looking at my head? Is there
It wasn't really on purpose. On purpose.
Okay, so
But that's,
you could put those on the forum and have questions and problems and discussions.
I don't want problems.
Yeah. Well, you could be submitting a problem
That's what the
and maybe get somebody of interest, and somebody would be attracted to it. And when they find out you have a problem using the 350 megahertz controls, that would be interesting to other people. There are people probably looking for stuff. Now, here comes my question. One I always have. If you say on your forum, I cannot see the 350 megahertz remote devices on this, will somebody searching the internet with the same problem, will they see it?
Probably. It should be searchable.
Should be searchable. I want to know that it is searchable.
Well, it's a public forum, so it should be.
Should be.
I don't know. There's no forum topics up there to go and search. So,
I got a topic in there. Didn't you put something up there?
I think the other day I went through, because most of the stuff we had in there was
In the wrong place.
and or it was just really old and test posts. So I think I went through and cleaned everything out
Okay.
to start it.
We need to put something up there and see if we can, because if it's not searchable on the internet, then I have an issue. It degrades it. If it is searchable, then I'm saying, oh, super duper.
There's a test posting from a long time ago. 1614. So that was a year and a half ago.
We had some good keywords in there. That would be good.
I thought I went through and cleared out a bunch of these just random stuff. See right there where it says shared publicly, it's Google. It should be indexed
Well,
somewhere.
that means it's public, but does that mean that somebody in groups, in forums, can see it publicly, or you search on the internet, you can see it publicly? Both of those are public. It's public to the people in groups, or it's public to anybody who's looking in groups. It's a public looking in groups, or it's public to the internet, where anybody on the internet can see it. Two different questions. I think.
I think it's the same question.
And put forum on there or something.
Let's see just how much stuff is actually searchable. Oh, that didn't help. That was not at all what I highlighted. Got it all.
Automation technology, meeting. And I put forum in there, and I'm seeing, let's see, now. We're being very optimistic here, I think. Expecting to see it. I got some Automation Technology Club meeting notices. And you could deprioritize them by date, possibly. Oh, we can do.
It looks like Meetup has at least part of the word forum listed in it as well. The Google Plus community came right up for me. The GitHub came right up for me. The forum did not come right up.
There's Meetup. Yeah, see what you're saying. Forum was POTS Media. Movies.
I don't know. There's the possibility that this forum isn't as public as I think it is, because I kind of sort of remember it. I kind of sort of remember when I set it up. I set it up as private, and it said something about not being able to change to a public forum. So we may just delete what I've already got and start over again. I can always make a new link. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Okay. You get a chance to reorganize, reorganize.
But there's nothing on the forum right now anyway, so.
What's that? Looks like you used a quarter super glue on that thing, right?
I didn't do it.
I need some super glue.
Yeah, right.
All right, Ray, you're up.
I'm up because I missed everything else.
Because we've been screwing around waiting for you, so you're
Okay.
up.
Hi, my name is Ray. And
Hi, Ray.
And I'm an addict. Everybody else? I'm an addict too. Okay, so I'm a robot addict. So what I've done here, I can't even say this is a cooperation between myself, Leroy, and Jim. I downloaded the designs for a robot arm called the Me Arm. It's MEARM. And we wanted to put this together just to start exploring the design, concept, control, assembly, lasering, components, materials, everything that's associated with a miniature robot arm. And what's that?
I want to see it.
You want to see it? Oh. Okay, we'll get you there. I bought lots of this M3 hardware, the metric 3 millimeter screws and nuts and all that stuff. And so we started exploring this, and I laser cut the frame, and we've been putting it together over the past several days. I guess it's been a week, but actually about 4 weeks in the getting all the parts and stuff.
I know it's been 3 days that you guys were putting it together.
It's been significantly longer just in ordering parts and planning and stuff like that. And it's really just been a learning thing, because we wanted to know, is this a viable teaching or learning for other people? Is it worth it? It is really small, easy to carry around, real low power servos, but because of how small it is, it's really tight on tolerances of holes. What we found is that all these silver screws that are on there are, I guess, typically undersized. They're not really M3. They're 0.25 smaller, so they're not quite M2.5, but they're definitely not quite an M3 either. But they're still, they were purchased from, the Chinese source. Maybe they were just slightly undersized, or I don't know. But they're not exactly M3. The M3 nuts fit on it. Once you tighten it up, everything gets, it locks in together. But when you laser cut a proper, size hole for threading these into, it just strips out the plastic. And this plastic, it's soft, but it's not quite that soft. So I think that in the next iteration, if we're going to do the same or a similar build, we're definitely going to do smaller pilot holes for threading. But some things that we saw, we saw a lot of problems that we'd like to improve. One of those problems is that the mounting for the controller is supposed to be right here. And I think that this guy definitely had a plan that they would use a Nano and nothing else. And I'd like to have options for a Nano, an Uno, and a Mega. I'd also like to have options for utilizing the battery as part of the weight to hold this base down from slipping and sliding and stuff. So it'd all be integrated. Battery, buffer, and I think they always had the thing powered by a wall wart.
Really?
Yeah, I'm thinking they had it all powered by a wall wart. What would you think? What would you expect? USB? Powered off of a computer USB?
Maybe, but
I think
it wouldn't be enough power to do it.
I think the 4 servers is too much for a single USB.
Yeah, the notes in one of the manuals said you don't hope to use it off a USB.
Okay. What we noticed, with this is trying to get things level and straight, and using the M3 hardware. We might be better off just trying to use 4mm hardware, some standard plastic standoffs. I would like to just go through this design and really make some improvements. It needs it. I think I would switch to 4mm because you have larger teeth in the screws. I'd like to see some more rigidity in the upper arm sections. But I mean, as small as it is, it has its way.
Even that one's a little shaky though. It was up on it was shaky a little while it was moving around. So maybe that's just by design.
It uses the main shape that you see like right here is because it's using the shaft of the 9G servo to support everything.
Everything, yeah.
And that's just not right.
That doesn't seem right.
It's so much to ask of that 9G. Yeah, here you go. You're fiending over it, man.
I really am, kind of.
I mean, as a starter kit for something that's only $15, $20 for the acrylic or for the black part and the nuts and bolts and screws, it's not a bad price.
It's really not a horrible design, but it's got some issues.
Yeah, it's definitely got some issues, which definitely could be better.
So I see what you're saying there. It's definitely hitting that screw.
Well, that's the end. I think that's the travel axis end, or is it actually hitting a screw?
No, it's actually hitting a screw.
It needs some redesign so that you've got one surface touching the other surface, and that'll keep it from rocking. But when it rotates, you need to make sure that those surfaces don't hit screws. And that's what I did with the full droid, the tall droid robot that I have. It's got a large turning surface.
What would It's got a little bit of a shake to it.
Probably the shape probably doesn't matter if you slow down when you get there and move and do short moves. He's doing big, large jumps. You do a big jump to the area you want to be in, and then do a small move, and it wouldn't matter.
I think if they had a little bit better PID control, rather than saying, hey,
Yeah, I think it's just the movement.
yeah.
My brain is just like a sudden stop.
Because it's only telling it, here's the position to go to, once per second. Here's
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And that one's got jumpy movement.
That one's not shaking, though, like the other one did.
Oh, yeah, that's shaking.
Speed to accelerate.
Oh, yeah. It's doing multiple steps. That's probably what it's doing. Jump, bump, 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 instead of going.
The base is shaking it. It's just.
Oh,
If you look at, basically it's like the shoulder movement.
Yeah.
It's just not strong. If you can tell, like,
Now
right
it's
there.
shaking. Now it's shaking.
There is some PID control in it. Oh my gosh, I think it's like having a seizure. But yeah, I think at total, our cost in this robot is only $10 right now. But without the
oh,
controller.
look, he's using a nano. I mean, Uno.
It's having a seizure.
Get down on it,
You can
man.
get down on it.
He doesn't have his servos calibrated right or something.
Holy crap.
Getting hung up in his wires back there.
Oh,
Are you doing that on purpose?
did he do that on purpose, or did it just freak out?
It's freaking out. It is freaking out. And he's yanking it up out of position. Oh my gosh.
So
Was he using a joystick to control it?
It might have been.
you look at the base, just even when it's moving slow. That's the part that's really shaky, and that's the same thing that's shaky on his.
Even if it's 1 degree shake,
It's
okay.
no.
What's happening at the end?
It's
Well, as long as it gets to its destination, it's usually okay.
it's
Like,
because it's on the one shaft. It's shaky,
Okay.
and that's where the shake is. It's not really up in here. It's down here.
how much control do you
I
have
agree.
over that servo?
It's not great.
Not great. Is
No.
it just like?
But instead of telling it every 1 second, hey, go here, then go there, and then go there, because it's going to snap, 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 what you can do is you're feeding it every 50th of a second. It's like, okay, we'll get closer, get closer, and it's going to and it'll find its way there better.
Yeah, you
That's much better. That's a better design here. That's also a lot bigger.
Hey, it was able to pick up a soda can.
Empty one. Oh, it's full.
That was full.
They said it was full. Yeah, that's one we saw the other day. His claw's vertical there. Okay. Well, that's a wooden one, looks like.
Yeah.
That's a slightly different design than what you've got too.
Like, he's got a little bit more.
Oh,
It's
probably.
smoother because if you look up at the pivot joints, he's using bearings.
Yeah. But he's probably tweaked the software better too.
Tweak software.
Oh, that's the U arm. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So that's the better version of the me arm.
This is a Kickstarter video.
Yeah. I think I saw it on Kickstarter. See, that one's got some counterbalance in the back of it as well.
Yeah. Part of the problem with this is there is no counterbalance
Well,
on each axis.
And it was never really meant to pick up pop cans.
No, but I mean, it's just a small one. But it gives me an idea of, hey, there are a lot of places to make improvements. I think the next is to see if I can get a hold of a U-arm.
You should be able to find the design files online now.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure it was open source. It's not bad. I've seen better. I've seen worse.
What? The U-arm?
No,
the me-arm. So,
But I think his failure point is right there.
Yeah. There's, as Jim said when we were evaluating it after he finished putting it together, I think you helped put it together, Jim helped put a lot of it together, and then I did some at the end.
Jim got way more of it done than I.
Yeah. I think there's a spacer in here that doesn't belong.
Hey,
Really.
There's extra parts. We just had parts laying around. We just decided to use them.
I had more spacers than that.
Yeah, I know. I think that either this is supposed to go on the other side, or the no spacer is supposed to be there. I don't think there's supposed to be a spacer right there. It's behind it. It's kind of doing this.
It's looks like it's bowed a little bit.
Right here.
Yeah.
The parts are bowed. It's an okay design, fair design. It definitely could be better.
What are the odds of getting something like that mounted up on the biddy bot?
High, very high. There. Are you talking about like this being the top plate of the biddy bot? Very, very big chance.
Probably gonna need a weight, man. Yeah, you're gonna need a counterbalance a little bit.
Need what?
Like,
Either
put on top of the
wheel.
bitty bot, you're gonna have to
Well,
counterbalance it a little.
The quad.
Yeah.
That's the one that was intended to have the
arm.
The arm on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I could see it on either one.
Okay. But the not the mini compact rover, but the.
If you were going to put that on the biddy bot, you probably would need to either counterbalance it or put it in the center.
Yeah, because it tends to tip because it's pretty well balanced already.
On the biddy bot though, if it was in the center, that would be pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
This is 3 hours and 34 minutes.
Of
And
somebody
so-
putting that crap together.
Yep. And they got the fluorescent board, the
Edge glow.
edge glow boards.
So
3 hours. Oh my gosh! Talk about. I'm not staying here 3 hours to watch that.
So if we stuck that on either the quad bot or the biddy bot, would we have a separate controller to control just it?
I think that no.
No?
I don't think so. I think that
You
there's
probably have-
enough memory space inside a Mega.
It's not the memory. It's how many pulse width modulation pins do you have?
More than enough.
I don't think so. I think you're going to quickly run out.
4 here. You're gonna have. You need 2 more. Do you guys know how many PWMs are on a mega? That's another me arm.
Hello.
I remember I was doing something like this. I was using CUCME in college, and I was also video watching a robot, and they had it restricted to where you couldn't go outside of the table space, and you couldn't go to the left of the table space, and you couldn't. It had a floor limit also, so you couldn't try to jam the robot hand into the table. But they had pieces like colored blocks on the table, so you could stack the stuff up. So I stacked up a box and smacked it off the table. And they were just like, you can see this guy in the background, and he does this to the camera.
There's 15 available. But what I found was playing around with them, the timing gets screwed up if you wire the motor drivers up the way Jim wanted the motor drivers wired up.
If you're doing hardware PWMs,
It still screws up the timing.
I think it depends on the other software that you're trying to use. But if it's hardware PWMs,
Hey, that must be Jeremy. He's got a bunch of stickers on his. I don't know. I had some issues with the hardware PWM until I dropped 2 of the PWMs off the motors, and then it was fine.
okay. Could it have been current limiting? A current issue?
It may have very well been. I'm not sure. I'm not real sure what the issue was. It just was not right.
Could have been noise issues. It could have been current issues. Could have been timing issues. I don't know.
I'm not so sure that it was a power issue as much as I think it was a timing issue, because I started digging into it a little bit, and I was reading about how the timers on it worked, and it seemed to me like it was a timing. That one library caused conflicts if you were using it with the motor drivers that we've got. And it was all because of the timing. But I don't know, we can play around with it. It's not that big a deal. My solution was to buy some of the cheap PWM boards and use an external PWM driver over I2C.
The first version was pretty basic, but through sharing the designs, as one engineer called Jack Howard came on board and helped shape the next 3 iterations up to the current version 0.4. While progress was made, members of the community actually building the MIARM and feeding back their experiences. There are over 250 official MIARMs, and many more wild MIARMs have been made in hackspaces, sheds, and home workshops around the world.
Wild MIARMs.
MIARMs seem to be Mexico, Japan,
They're just wild.
and South Korea. We even have 2 cloning plants, one in Peru and the other in South Africa. I'd like to say we now have production on 3 continents.
And Jim had the great idea of super gluing some of these parts together, but it wouldn't wouldn't move correctly after that. It's kind of funny.
The problem was the glue wasn't the super glue. You expect it to dry in 5 seconds, and you're rushing. No, some of this glue wasn't drying for like 5 minutes. So one of them, the one you messed with, I pried it apart, got it working again, and next time He looked at it, it was glued again.
Yeah.
I had moved it around, it just wasn't drying good. Ray says the glue dries at different rates depending on the material.
Yeah. Stick it on your fingers and it dries instantly.
Hack, 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 hack.
There's definitely a need to calibrate the swing of the servo to make sure that it's attached to the armature of the servo at the right angle.
There's a white one.
We've been joking about making these in white or in black or little panda versions or whatever. Yeah.
Robot pictures. That is called being super lazy. And I'm pretty lazy.
Dunk your cookie.
I am pretty lazy, and I don't even think I would let my robot dunk my cookie for me.
Chop your vegetables.
I'm just saying.
So I think that for me, playing with this has just got me interested enough that it's like, okay, well, this sucks and I want to make something a lot better.
Did you have any more problems with some of the holes not getting turned clear through?
They're barely in there, man. So, some of these screws are just barely hanging on. So,
yeah, I suspect that there were probably a couple of them.
There's a lot of the screws that don't need to be, definitively that short. They could be, twice as long with nuts and a jam nut or an acorn nut. Or using a bearing and tightened up correctly on a real metal nut.
A bearing on some of that stuff would probably be really nice.
Yeah, the bearings really aren't that expensive. I know. I was talking with Jim, and he's like, "Hey, we can't be wasting a lot of money on hardware because as you start throwing in more bearings and more hardware, more bigger screws and stuff like that,
you're improving it.
It is improving it, but it can make the cost of the materials triple. The bearings, I can't even remember the numbers of the ones that I was buying, but it's 4 millimeters on the inside and like 5 millimeters on the outside, and they're only 2 millimeters thick. And you get flanged versions, so that they fit flush on one side, but they don't get pushed over through the other side. So, and then you put a washer between that and the next side. It's pretty nice. But it's, to me, this is all learning. It's pretty cool.
So who's your target audience? And my theory is their target audience is a high margin. This is a high margin item. Looks like everybody and his brother is making it.
It's because they're easy to make and they're low cost, I think.
Yeah.
You can find the kits on eBay for like under $20.
So we want to sell one for $150.
In order to do that, though, you're going to have to come up with a much better design.
Probably much bigger too.
Yeah.
Could we
3 times the size and. But we have to think about this. If you're going to build something 3 times the size, it does not drastically increase the price of the materials. Because the styrene, this black styrene plastic, is really cheap. They're how much material? We use this much material.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is that? 1 square foot. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's less than $1 for all the black.
So you got the same screw count, whether it's this size or.
Very similar. Even if we doubled the number of screws,
Yeah.
okay, and we put in a bunch of standoffs and tripled the amount of styrene.
If you went larger, your screws are going to be larger, but
Right, but let's say there's 3 times as much styrene, $3. Well, but that's not a big deal. When you go from the compact rover, it's this much styrene. When you do the which is less than $1. But when you go to the tall droid, it's this much styrene. It's what, 4 times as much, but it's still only $4. The perceived value and how much.
Yeah.
Is
What's the cost curve on this? The demand curve. Can you sell one that's 4 times that size? What's your traction? That's a toy. They can play with it. One that's 4 times taller. What can you do that you can't do with that?
Well, you would hope
What's your
that by
motivation
the time you
behind
get something 4 times that size, that it is more accurate. I have a company in Oregon I'm getting ready to go see next week, and when I told them, hey, I have this toy robot, they're just like, oh, that would be awesome. And if you could get a prototype at $200, okay, how about a much nicer functioning one for $2,000? They would buy them on a regular basis, because right now they're paying $60,000 for a Kuka, and all it has to do is get to a certain position.
Now you're talking, Ray. Now you're talking.
Where in Oregon were you talking about?
I can't even remember. It's like it's close to Seattle, Portland.
Okay.
But they're wanting to use it for stop action video animation. They want to be able to take a picture,
Oh, yeah.
go over here, take a picture, go over here, take a
Yeah.
picture, go over here, take a picture.
Yeah.
And they're using it for 4K video. That way, it looks like this thing is moving, but the camera is the part that's actually moving.
Oh, okay.
But it's so accurate that it looks like video, but it's just a picture. A picture. Stop, take a picture. So long as what he said, if the robot stops in a position, great. If it shakes in between, it's not a big deal. As long as it stops in a hold position, it's pretty well.
You could really increase your production speed with that. I could see that being in high demand.
For cameras, yeah. If they're doing claymation, claymation is kind of a thing. But your camera has to move exact amount every time, and if you stutter somewhere and go too far,
Ray's going to have a ton of me-arms sorting parts for his other robots.
See, like $60,000 is way above my $150 lower limit. I'm saying. Just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I took. Do you guys know I took all these robotics classes in my master's at UC? And so I did forward and inverse kinematics and so all that stuff right there. Fun.
Cool.
Some of my most fun classes. So anybody got any questions? Acrobotics, half pint.
What's
That
next?
$20.
Let me see.
It just came with. It looks like a little mouse bot.
It's an ABS. Not even in there.
No, I used the box for.
So it's an ABS frame.
Four wheels, 4-drive.
So it's just an ABS box.
Yeah. There's Nothing else. I mean, the motors and the wheels were in there, but
Yeah.
the hardware to build it all.
Yeah. So you paid 20, not 29.
Right. And it was it's basically a snap together kit. There's just some hardware for mounting the wheels to it, mounting the motors to it.
Yeah.
It's basically snapped together, and but I wanted it because it's a box, because it looks like a mouse bot from Star Wars. Sort of. That's why I wanted it.
I know me, Jim, and Leroy have been talking about this thing a lot. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
Is it goofy or is it interesting?
I want it bigger.
Not goofy.
I want it.
Not goofy.
I want it on the rovers.
You want to mount it on the rover. Okay.
Fix the design issues first. Actually, that is actually pretty cool. It's about what I expected. But.
Basically, it's a 3-axis plus gripper.
Okay, write a business plan.
I don't have a business plan.
Nope. No business plan.
What is this? What is this?
I have no idea.
That looks like something that Brian was making.
Radiator clamps on there. It looks pretty good.
Something off of the Fires movie.
Rewind that once.
And turn the audio on.
Use the potentiometers for the axis feedback.
Brian was trying to build that big, large walking robot. That looks like tank tread.
It does, doesn't it? If you guys want to figure out how a laser can make tank tread, please go ahead. Go for it. Yeah.
Uno, it's a Uno.
So, I've worked on this project for a while now, and pretty much almost done with it. I just actually got back from the International Science Fair in Pittsburgh, and I placed second in the world in engineering, and some other things there too. But I'll run down everything and show you how everything works. First of all, we have the stand for our robotic arm. I was kind of going for a human-like figure, and my friend and I, we both put it together, and turned out pretty well. Here we have a shoulder. It's pretty much 2 giant DC geared motors, and the thing with DC motors is they want to swim as fast as they can for as long as they can, and to get precise movements out of that, it's pretty difficult to. So I had to put 2 feedback systems on it, which is just a potentiometer, and that pretty much allows me to know where it's at and to tell it where to go. And with combined with all that, I pretty much turned these 2 DC motors into a giant servo. So I can pretty much tell it to go to 90 degrees, it'll go to 90 degrees and it will hold. And I could have done it a different way too, which is just powering the motor in one direction for a certain amount of time until it got to the point I wanted to stop. But that's not consistent enough, it's not accurate, and with this current itself, that's reliable, it makes programming easier, and this is a better system overall. Next we have the bicep, that's pretty much where all the electronics are. You can see my main board is there to good out. It's pretty packed, because it's time to move on to the better board.
Brian needs to see this.
Yeah, this looks exactly like what he's been talking about building. I mean, this guy's even using those motor drivers that Brian recommended for us. That's why I thought, when I saw that, I said, Is that Brian?
And then there's one button to confirm the choice. This is the Elway motor. It's again, that's a DC motor. It's an entry gearbox. And it was kind of a challenging part to try and mount a geometry to a piece of metal like that. So I ended up using these plastic pellets that you put in water, and pretty much just some of them can form whatever shape you want parts. And I used that for a good amount of the project for supports and to hold everything together. So this is the whole hand. The hand is 3D printed. I designed it in a CAD program. I printed that using AI. Each joint has a different screw in it, so you can touch it to control the timing of each joint when it flexes. And then the standing servos to control.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the fingers not so I have some movement on it.
The active tendon.
And then back here, I have rotation servos to rotate the whole arm to get it as human-like as possible. For the electronics of the hand, I use that real video again, just to control the servos. I'm pulling 7 servos for that.
Who made that video? Does it say?
Okay, I think there's only 6 videos on it.
Easton LaChapelle.
That is not Brian.
And so kind of play around to get these two to communicate with each other. Say when they're on an arm shaking your hand, it will tell this Arduino to put the servos in different positions, so it would kind of talk to each other in sequence. Here's a robotic arm shaking my hand. Here's a robotic arm flexing.
Here's a robotic arm knocking Superman out.
Two main functions for the arm right now: the shake hand function and the flex function. And
All right, so there you
I'm
go.
gonna add more to it just to show the different range of movement.
So if we're sitting on
To show
top of, it could actually get down low enough
human arm. And if you have any
and reasonable height.
or some
So if we're
ideas
sitting up
of
there.
what we could do, please comment below. And I'll try
There.
my best to get it going. So I think that we'll have to help you and
What's next, man?
just show different kind of cool
Put that on a quad rover. Would that be doable, and would
Yeah.
it be interesting to somebody? $150 worth of interesting? Yeah.
Not unless it was easier to assemble.
It would be interesting, but it would be an extra 150 interesting.
Okay. Some of these joints, instead of threading into over here, I'd rather do something like an M4 screw with an M4 lock nut. That way you turn it, it's there, it's done. I don't have to worry about the laser being right on for the build bit, or for the size. Because there is nothing that's going to come to the back side of this or the front side of this. It's a lock nut is probably the better thing to have back there. It's a nylon insert on the nut.
A locking nut, okay.
That way you don't have to worry about what was the exact precision. So if it's off by 0.2 millimeters, we don't have to use super glue.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But you still could use super glue if you really wanted to.
Oh, that's good.
So I think we ought to just start going through the design and figure out where the improvement points are. Or we think it ought to just switch over to the U-arm, which has a lot more already improvements.
Well, at this point, I suspect this would be a good draw eye for one of your shows. But we got stuff that's ready for production, don't we?
Yeah.
Why don't we ship that out the door? Get what help you can from us to get your first item out the door and do a proof of concept. And
Yeah,
because
you really need to start cutting. I mean,
you develop some good stuff.
Hamvention is a month away.
Right.
You really need to start cutting that stuff and stop worrying about arms and everything right now.
Yeah.
We want to go into production for something.
I know you guys see me, hey, I'm excited about this. You don't see all the other stuff that's going on. And you know how busy I've been lately with laser sales, laser repairs, and stuff like that. But with the new building, I spent quite a bit of time over there today working with about $4,000 worth of lumber being delivered. And the people who are building walls, and we've got all the